and we are very excited to ship our new feature to you. So basically, as you know, with EdulingAI, we want students to be able to use English with the AI to complete tasks. There are many tasks that you can do in your target language, like just chatting, doing a small talk, or you may want to solve a problem or play a game with AI. So one task that I often talk about is the animal guessing game. But we know that there are a lot of students who need to produce a longer stretch of speech or need to write, and especially students preparing for the IELTS exam. So on the app, we have quite a few IELTS courses, like the IELTS Speaking a Complete course. We also have an IELTS Speaking focusing on part 2, when you have to give 2-minute speeches, which are feared by many students. And then we also have IELTS Writing Task 1, describing graphs and charts in IELTS Writing Task 2, where you have to write longer essays. And with these longer pieces of language, students want more detailed feedback, and many students and teachers have been asking for score prediction, because when you know roughly your score, then you know what to focus on and how you can improve. So I'm happy to share that that feature is there for you. If you record a 2-minute speech, you're going to have a score prediction, as well as some other metrics that we think interesting for you to explore. Without further ado, I can show it to you how it looks on the app. And I'm gonna go to an IELTS course.
Just for anybody who might be confused, the first language on your phone is currently set to Vietnamese.
We have this IELTS Speaking a Complete course. And then I'm gonna try this IELTS Speaking Part 2 speech, and I'm gonna try to do it like a learner, maybe making some errors, which is difficult for us sometimes because
Yes,
we
it's very hard.
stop to think about errors, but I'm good at babbling, like rambling. My dream
It's the
house.
one that has the
Describe your
pink
dream house.
microphone.
You should say where it is, what rooms and facilities it has, how it is decorated, and explain why it is your dream house.
My dream house would be one on the beach with a lot of window around the house.
It is very hard to spontaneously make grammatical errors if
You
you're
have
a
started to
native
describe
speaker.
your dream house well, mentioning the beach and windows. You can add more details about the rooms and why it's your dream. Click Overview for more feedback.
Okay, so this is the new thing that Nick and I just talked about. Now, based on your speech, you're gonna see some metrics, right? So if you click on this, you're gonna see the task performance and some of the metric here, accuracy. And like I said, I didn't do a good job with the speech, so I got a 4.0 here. See here the correction. You can see when I say my dream house would be one on the beach with a lot of window around. It should be housed. It should be a house or something like that. So you can see that here with the correction, you can click on it to see the corrections, and it is right here in your original sentence. And you can also see the explanation here, and you can also change it to Vietnamese to read it. I know this is a lot of information, but sometimes students want to know why, right? Then you can see the revised transcript there.
Yeah, this is a good example. Can we go back real quick
Yes.
to the last so at the bottom,
Mm.
so it says the weather there would be pleasant. So
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of the difference, what I was saying, where like we're not just using a grammatical analyzer to say why something is wrong, because a lot of times people are going to make fragmented sentences, or there may be an incomplete thought in the transcript, and what it's actually doing is offering a revision right? So in this case, it looks like in the original transcript, maybe you just said the weather there, maybe at the end. And so it's just suggesting would be pleasant as an addition to that. So it's doing more than giving you, like, it will correct the grammar. That is one of the sort of side benefits to how it works, but it also is going to give you a suggested reframing or a way to complete the sentence, and it's contextualized.
Right.
So that's actually a pretty cool thing, I think.
Yeah. And then also this one, maybe it is used. I mean, it's useful to a certain extent when you look at your vocabulary analysis. For your IELTS exam, you want to use more uncommon words or less common words, right? And so in my speech, I use very common words and less common words, but I don't have anything in orange. So that will also give me a lower score. Now, something that I also really like is that you can keep talking with the AI to ask it to give you more suggestions. So, for example, here I can turn on our live mode, which is something that we also think that is a great feature. And so if you want to keep talking, you can say, can you give me some suggestions for better sentences?
Yes, I can help with that. Let's look at your sentences. You said my dream house would be one on the beach with a lot of window around. This is a good start. Do you have any questions about this sentence?
Is it a good sentence? Are there any errors?
That's a good question. This sentence is mostly good. There's just one small thing, a lot of window around. We usually say a lot of windows, plural, because you probably want more than one window. Or a lot of glass, if you mean the material. Do you understand why windows is better here?
Yes, it should be plural. Do you have any suggestions for ideas that I can talk about?
That's a great question. The prompt asks for a few things. 1. Where it is. You said on the beach, which is perfect. 2. What rooms and facilities it has. You haven't talked about this yet. 3. How it is decorated. This is also something new to talk about. 4. Why it is your dream house. You started this with nice view of the ocean and pleasant weather. So we can talk about the rooms next. What rooms do you imagine in your dream house?
Okay, so I'm not going to
So
go
you
through
can,
all of this, yeah, but you can keep talking and spend as much time as you need to have a better speech. And like I say, this is just a demo, so I didn't use my language, but for me to truly practice something, it is something that I find delightful and enjoyable to do because it's convenient, it's right on the app. Our AI responds very fast now, and I feel like that is perhaps one of the biggest benefits and updates that we launched about a month ago. But when you
oh wait,
save this,
I was
yes,
gonna,
yes,
uh,
I can go back to. Oh, you were
well,
gonna.
I was going to point out that while you're looking at the feedback screens, like the overview and the
Mm, mm,
corrections and the vocab
mm.
analysis, the dialogue box at the bottom is still there. So you can be looking at your feedback and be talking to it about it. So that's something
Right.
that, at least when I was testing it, I thought that was kind of cool because, like, you
Yeah.
can look at, so you can say, like, what was going on with sentence 2? What did I, mistake I
Yeah.
made? And it explains it, but if you have additional questions, you can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
those
that's
answered.
what Nick was talking about. That if, as you look on this, I'm actually showing you the history. So we save everything for you to revisit. And if, as you look at the history here, you can ask questions like, what's my total number of words? Is it a good number? Or what is my IELTS score? Why do I get that? You can also look at the corrections, and as you look at it, you can keep asking questions with the AI, and still you can still have a conversation. So I like it a lot. And if you explore other tasks on the app, we like the idea of having you something to talk about, right?
Mhm.
Either a game, a task, or a picture to talk about, a video. Now you can also watch a video and talk about it with EdulingAI. But I just want to show that you can also look at everything that has been saved here for you, and you can look at the conversation as well.
On the overview,
Yes, you want to see the overview?
so it gave you an A2. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
I was going to say we should note that the CEFR and IELTS estimates are, I mean, it does say beta, that it is not a, like, not going to be a perfectly 100% accurate score, where
Mm,
we take like the scale and try to bucket you into one of those, but we find that it probably overestimates your scores on the low end and
mm,
underestimates your scores at the high end.
yeah.
This is a common problem with features where you kind of take the transcript and give it the rubric for IELTS scoring, and ask a model to give you the response. So we're thinking about building something that actually, like, really looks at all of the stats from your response and gives you a much more accurate score that we can tailor to comport with human assessments. But, like, so
Yeah.
that's just a caveat. It's take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. But I actually want to point out that it is doing better than if you just ask ChatGPT or Gemini directly.
Yeah.
And we say this because we look at over 1,000 IELTS essays out there available on the internet. And we can also say that this is absolutely a common problem in using AI to assess students' language. It's correct with the IELTS that is not doing very well yet. It's also correct with native speakers essays. But
Yeah.
I can tell you that because we worked on it, our correlation is better. We just want to be cautious that you should not use this to make high-stake decisions. You should use it for learning. And you can maybe, if you go to the IELTS course that we have on the app, we have over 100 speeches for you to practice. So you can see a pattern and a trend, and that's what I would recommend. And then definitely Nick and I are gonna keep working on the score prediction so that we can also use the linguistic features together with the model predictions to achieve higher accuracy. But if anyone out there telling you that they can predict your score accurately using the common AIs out there, be cautious. It's not true. We
Yeah.
see it with our own eyes, with our own data. And when I went to a presentation at TESOL, there was a research report that drew so much attention, and they found exactly the same thing, and their correlation was way worse than ours. It's not a
Yeah.
critique on their research. It's just how it is. So I know Nick and I can go technical in many things, but we are excited about what we just built and released because our focus has always on learning, right? Assessment is part of it, but our focus has always been on providing you opportunities for you to improve and to learn language. And something that also really great that you can try is that we have the 20-day free trial for you to take advantage of. So try it out.
Mentioned something about the task completion. Yeah, so the core thing, right? Because again, Eduling is based on task-based language teaching, right? So the key metric in the assessment of tasks is, sort of like a can-do statement, but in our case, it's like, have you met all of the criteria of the task? And in this case, I mean,
I
it
want
is
to
a,
show you something else
yeah.
that I did, maybe a previous, or I tried a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
Let's see. I hope this is I have one that talked about Ho Chi Minh. Maybe a
Okay,
better.
yeah. So there's you got a 10 out of 10 on that one.
Oh, yes. Talk about my task completion there. Yes.
Right. So it is out of 10. So it's basically but the score just to be clear. So it's a combination of, did you complete all of the requirements of the task? Because like one of the requirements of TBLT is that you have to use your own linguistic resources to answer the task. So if you complete it, right? Like if you answer all of the parts, or you actually successfully accomplish the task, you get a base score. And the delta between that and like a perfect score is based on your grammatical accuracy. So you see that in Lynn's case, she has a 96% accuracy there, which basically, ends up bumping it up to the 10. That's just gets how it gets bid. So a combination of completing all of the requirements of the task, plus being accurate and at the right pace for a somebody who's, it looks like they gave you a C1 and that one. So that's how that's assessed there. So that's actually like a very important. I mean, the other ones are more like standardized metrics, but TBLT has this essential requirement that, like, did you complete the task? Did you use your linguistic resources to accomplish the expectations of a certain task? So
Right. Yeah.
yeah,
So task
something we want to
performance.
emphasize.
Yeah. We can talk about all these metrics as well, but task performance has to do with whether you have addressed all parts of the prompts, right? But we also add in other features to see maybe how accurate you are as you do it, or whether you have produced enough language to do that. And I think these, we call them linguistic features, can be used to later on fine-tune the IELTS score, Nick, because I know from research that
Right.
speed correlates the best with proficiency. I mean, of course, we have to be cautious when we do all these things, but please feel free to ask questions in the comment section, and we would be happy to get back to you or think about our future live events. So thank you. Try it out and let us know.